I'd be surprised if you didn't recognise his background. I am in fact at Wayne Goss's house. Wayne is doing something strange with the contents of my makeup bag over there, and he's just done my base because we're going to shoot another video now. But before he started the base, and we're going to go back to the start so you'll see it, my skin went completely mental yesterday, and I've got about 6 huge bumps that have come up, and I am starting to think that I'm really allergic to an ingredient because it's just happening at really weird times now, so I'm going to have to go and see something about it. In the meantime, we've got to get on and film, so I've asked Wayne to do a little kind of covering spots tutorial, and let's go back to the start and see what he did.
You're not wrong. Okay.
Are we on? Have we been on all that time?
No, we are now though.
There's no red light.
Yeah, there is.
What are you using here?
I'm going to use Makeup Forever HD primer.
Okay.
But not because it's amazing, but just because it's the one I have on hand, and it's got a yellow base. And even though I'm not a fan of colour correcting, it does take down a small amount of, you know, skin redness.
Do you know what is worrying me at the moment about my skin is that I do think that I'm having an allergic reaction to certain products.
So I'm going to use Kett Cream Foundation.
You know you're not in this screen, don't you?
They don't want to see me, they want to see you. I'm going to use Kett Cream Foundation because I like it. It's actually a wax, which sounds scary if you've got spots, but waxes tend to sit on the skin, they don't really get absorbed in them.
Okay.
And that's good because if you've got blemishes and you're worried about spots, anything that's absorbed is likely to cause a problem. But if it sits on the outside of the skin, you know, it's not going to suffocate the skin because your skin doesn't breathe.
Well, I like this. I never use a sponge to put my foundation on.
Whatever.
No.
Naughty. So I'm actually going to stipple it on. Now the way I would prefer to do it, because we're going to show concealing spots, we can, you know, we can quite literally just, you know, apply a sheer cover of foundation and then go over the spots individually. The way I prefer to do things is to use a really full coverage foundation and then sheer it out everywhere I want and then layer it heavier.
Okay.
But to each to his own. And guess what's going to happen right now?
What?
The camera's going to die.
Out of what? Battery?
Yeah.
Oh no. What's changed, Wayne?
It could be because you're hitting 32.
It's that magical number.
It could be. It happened to me.
Did it?
No, because I'm only 24.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Rude. So rude.
Sorry, I forgot.
Just a little.
Imagine how edited
this
video has got to be.
Sorry.
There's only going to be about 15 seconds left that I can show.
That's why I do a voiceover.
Right.
Because
Now,
I'm always...
stop swearing and stop talking about the naked lady that you've got tied up in the corner.
She likes it.
Does she?
No. She screams for help every night.
You're like, shut up, Dawn!
But no one can hear her. Dawn? Who's Dawn?
That's what she just said her name was.
She has got a ball gag in her mouth.
She's writing it on the window, help! Please help!
Have you been watching
Dawn.
The Kid? Because you're not hideous, are you? No. 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 No, you're not model material, but God no. So we're going to use light base, and then we're just going to go over any areas of the face that need a tiny bit more coverage. Yeah. So slightly heavier coverage. Obviously, when you're covering anything raised, you're always going to have a raised surface. So you always need to be realistic about what you're covering. If it's like discoloration of the skin, we can cover it. But when it's raised, there's always going to be texture there. So there's nothing you can do about it.
That's the worst thing about it as well.
There's nothing you can do about texture because it's texture. Anything raised will always, it's always going to be shown. Again, but I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and I'm going to stipple it over the blemish and just let it sit there winking at me, looking very angry. That one's actually spitting.
Stop it.
Sorry. And I'm just going to let it sit there and then do the tiny one on the other side and then I'll blend it in slightly.
Why are you leaving it?
I just want to let your own actual skin's heat, just see what it does to it before blending it. Because it'll melt into the skin, because this is wax.
That's a good idea.
Thank you. I'm full of them.
Can I just say, have you ever thought about being a makeup artist?
Do you know what? It's never actually occurred to me.
Really?
They want to play, and there's nothing we can do about it. If you take the, because this isn't a concealer, this is a foundation. If you take it just slightly over the blemish, you can then blend around the edges, as opposed to touching the actual blemish and blending that away.
Right.
Okay. Base on.
Base off.
Base off. Look at that. All we're going to do, I'm going to cover your eyelids really lightly with just the coating of this, because their eyelids are funny, they're always a little bit discoloured. Okay. This is what we're going to use, because if you're using, this is what I hate, is if you've got anything to cover on your face, like anything that is red or raised or anything at all that's bothersome, we then put our foundation on, we then take a powder brush and dip it in powder, and then we go like that and knock it over our face. And what we're doing is knocking the product straight off the area we've just covered. So sometimes we're like, we've done our face and we look great, and then we put powder on and suddenly there's redness again where we didn't have it. So if there's anything to cover, I prefer just using a makeup sponge, because I can press and roll it.
Because sometimes I use my big fan brush and I just go whoosh with one of those really fine
of course. As long as
you just tickle it.
Yeah, as long as it's really, absolutely. I don't like being tickled. But if it's really soft, then it's not going to like disrupt the skin. But if it's coarse, I'm not a fan. I think I got into makeup at the time when it was like the supermodel era. Everything was matte. And even now, 14 years on, I can't bear shiny eyeshadows. They still frighten me.
Really?
Yeah, I like an entirely matte eye with like a little bit of shimmer at the tear duct. That's it. Yeah. And people are like, well, but don't you want to use really shiny stuff? And I'm like, no, never. Press and roll now. So the product is in here, and then I'm just going to get rid of any excess, and then it's going to be just dabbed over that area. I don't want to upset it, which is the truth.
It's crying!
I don't want to upset it, I don't want it to move too much, I just want to make sure that there is enough there.
Can we? I was trying to take a picture out of the train window and I kept thinking there's a moon out there and it was my face. Alright,
ready?
Let's, I'm going to keep that bit in.
What, the moon face?
Yeah.
I don't mind. I haven't got a moon face.
No, you've
got quite a big face.
No, you haven't.
Quite a chubby face.
Come on level. It's not that big. Oh.
Sorry. Took a little whiff of
behind my ears.
Sorry.
Did you smell the vinegar that I disinfect myself with?
That might be what's breaking you out. Let's be honest.
Right, that's it for now. We've got to film something else, so see you next time.
Bye. We can do the before with you.